What is going on, boys and girls? This is Substone Dubs, and we are back. We are so sorry for missing last week, but life came in the way. Uh, this week it's Jujutsu Kaisen's episode 9, and boys, we are in for a doozy. I thought this wouldn't be a great episode, but boy, was I proven wrong. Also, the Oikawa reference, hilarious.
Oh,
That
we'll
was
get into
top
that.
tier.
We'll get into that.
That was hilarious. Yeah, Tunes, you want to start off for us?
Yeah, so while starting from the beginning of the episode, we get introduced to a new character. His name is Junpei. And from like the very first scene of the episode, it says him getting bullied, getting made fun of. And he kind of has this negative like outlook on life.
Yeah.
And as the episode progresses, he moves over to he ditches high school and he goes over to the movie theater. And in the movie, there's 3 high school students, I believe, which are the same students that were bullying him earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And
They are.
if you look carefully, you can see Mahito a little bit behind them, all the way to the
Mm-hmm.
right. And obviously, as you guys seen in the episode previous to this one, he ends up killing them. And in my opinion, I think he actually turned them into curses.
Yeah.
So we kind of got to see his little ability as well.
Bro, let me tell
So
you, the beginning of the episode, that girl did not have the greatest of they weren't that good. I don't know.
Oh my God.
What was going on.
that was a tough scene to watch. I felt really bad for him because he just got set up by her and then got all these like goons to beat him up. Like, what a piece of shit. All everyone involved beside the poor kid, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly things happen, but like I'm interested to see what, like I think like throughout the story we see him like talking to Mahito, and I love their relationship. Like that's like that little relationship where he says, "I feel so comfortable talking to you."
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. Like, but before all that, right? We see him say that like, "Hey, if there was a button that would kill everyone that I hated, I probably wouldn't press it. But if there's a button that would kill everyone that hated me, he would press it without hesitation." I'm not entirely sure how to like take that.
It's like saying he doesn't really hate anyone, but for some reason people just like hate on him and beat him up, like, and he's just tired of it. That's what he's pretty much saying. He's like, I don't hold a grudge against anyone, but like I don't understand why everyone hates me, and therefore I just want it all to stop because he's tired of getting bullied.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people can relate to that.
I think that's the exact meaning, because like right after he goes outside the movie theater and he finds Mahito, he's like, "Hey man, like would it be possible for me to like have some sort of power like that, to like sort of like put your bullies down and like defend yourself in some way."
Yeah, he wants to fight back. He's tired of getting shit on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like tough to see because it's like such a dark path for him to take if he does start like learning from Mahito on how to do some curse techniques for like the wrong side, like the evil. But like you can't blame him. You see, like that's what happens when you get bullied like that.
That's gonna be an interesting story because like I don't want to go too far into the episode, but we also see that Itadori kind of like freaks out when another person is involved. So I don't know if he has to end up like getting into a confrontation with Junpei. Like you don't know if like
when another human's involved.
Yeah, right. Because you saw like later on the episode, he like was really like distraught about the 3 people who were turned into curses, right?
Curses,
yeah, Itadori has like a lot of empathy for people, and like he actually cares and like wants to protect people and stuff. And then he sees Junpei, who did nothing really like hurt him, but he sees like what could happen if Junpei goes down the wrong path and like what it could lead to. So like Itadori's like bothered by that just because he's a good person and like thinks about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but in addition to Junpei, we also got introduced to Nanami, which is one of Gojo's friends, and we kind of got his entire backstory, and it's basically he was a salary. What was he?
Salaryman.
He was a jujutsu sorcerer at the school, and then he left that to go work like a corporate job. And then he's like, I have to make a decision. Which one am I like better suited for? And he's realized he like wasn't meant to be a corporate man, so he's like, I might as well go back to like jujutsu sorcery, but like not go to the school because he's like his own person, right? He like plays by his own rules, kind of, but he's like pretty good, and obviously like Gojo trusts him, so you see like he's a very capable like sorcerer in his own right.
I think their relationship is pretty interesting. We see Gojo, we see Nanami say, I don't really like Gojo, but uh, I respect him, or I don't respect him. I
Yeah,
can't
he
remember what
doesn't respect
I
him.
don't respect him, but I trust him, I guess.
Yeah.
I think that's their relationship, and it's kind of cool actually to see.
They have like kind of like similar viewpoints too. I think that's why they're connected because he doesn't agree with the higher ups either.
I think
So
so.
it's like I feel like he's like a recruited to Goju's like side in like terms of like if they had to fight back against the higher ups. I think it's more that kind of relationship probably. But if we had to guess based on what we know.
Mm.
Yeah. In addition to that, I also kind of want to know like what the time period was from when he was like first recruited or introduced to Itadori, because we did see that whole like 1 month time skip. So it'd be interesting to see if like he, kind of got some training in with Itadori, but
I don't think so because we see him figure out Itadori's like his curse punches. Like we see that
okay.
so we see him say that like, oh, if he's punching at like 150% and then the cursed like energy hits afterwards,
yeah.
like if this guy can get 100% of his martial arts plus 100% of like his sorcery like together, he'd be pretty insane. So clearly I think he was just introduced to him.
That was a sick scene, dude. Like they kind of skipped over. It was just like they didn't see the training or like him developing it really. It was just kind of like Goju noticed it and it's like, yeah, just punch because your superhuman strength will hit hard.
Yeah.
And then that curse energy like lags behind and hits a couple seconds later and it like creates a really cool like punch technique with curse energy. And it's like it was really cool to see in the episode, like him just destroy that like curse human.
Yeah. I think what he said was cool too. He's like, most sorcerers would love to like most people are not naturally capable of doing this. Whereas this is something you're doing naturally. So I think like we're just seeing more and more of like Itadori's progress and like I just want to keep seeing more of it. It's so fun to watch.
I think he mentioned even that it's like now I see what Goju sees in Itadori. Like the raw talent is there.
Yeah,
awesome.
The thing is, it's not even just the raw talent too. He also talks about like this guy really does care about other humans, and he's not like a typical Jujutsu sorcerer. He shows empathy, and it kind of like goes against what the higher ups are all about. They clearly don't have any care for human life or cursed life. So you can see why he does get along with Itadori.
Are we gonna see more of him and Itadori coming up, or is it just gonna go back to like more side story kind of thing?
I think we do for sure. There's gonna be more of this like storyline.
We saw a teaser for next week actually, so never mind.
I didn't watch it.
I watched it.
Spoiler free. Gotta stay away from it.
Yeah. But I think their relationship's really cool. I like Tuni said. You notice that he realizes that he's not much like a Jujutsu sorcerer, right? He is very hurt that like those are people behind the curses, and like that's definitely something different from like what he's used to. So, I think their relationship's going to become something interesting. And I like the character. The character has this funny sense of humor, just like Gojo's. So
we might as well talk more about that fight and the creatures. So we find out that the two creatures they're fighting were once human and technically are still human. So Mahito power kind of contrary. I don't know. Tuni said something about that he creates curses, but to me it seems more like he pumps people full of curse energy and turns them into like subhuman, like not quite curses, but they're like morphed humans, right? So like
I do get what you're saying, but I feel like he does it to a point. Like he puts enough curse energy into humans that they die, but I feel like he can also do it to the point where they survive and actually turn into curses.
Wait, I have a question. I have a question though.
That's just my theory about
it. Were those people in the theater the same people that they fought or not?
No. I think those were they died. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because there were like 3 bodies when they went and checked on them, and they were like morphed. But
you know what else was really cool? Nanami's his cursed energy with his his dull blade, and like him having the critical hit stuff. That stuff was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was sick for sure. He's like I can cut anything in half even with a dull blade if I like create the weak spot.
And then Itadori sees him use the back side of the blade, not even the dull side. So like you can clearly see this guy's like insanely powerful.
It was sick. For sure.
That was a cool fight scene. That was cool to see more of Itadori's power coming up. Like the show is progressing at a good pace, in my opinion. Like I like the pace that's going out. But
yeah, I mean, it's also a 24 episode, right? Season, is that right?
Yeah, I
yeah,
believe
Yeah,
so. Yeah.
yeah. So like, it feels a lot better than some of the like current anime or like past anime from this year have all been like 12 episodes, and the pacing's been all over the place. Like especially with like God of High School and stuff. But like a nice 24 episode season where it's like they're making good stride and like taking their time at the same time. It's like very refreshing to see for this year.
Tuni, you read the manga for this.
Mm-hmm.
Is that 1 hour skip also in the manga?
The 1 month skip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so far. I'm pretty sure it's literally been like panel for panel from the manga, which is really good.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool. I like this. In my opinion, I love 24 episode seasons. This is like the sweet spot for anime.
Yeah.
And you get a good amount of like detail in the show, but you also don't get like caught lacking.
Yeah, those are really good points. But before we finish up this episode, towards the end of this specific Jujutsu Kaisen episode, it cuts back to Junpei and Mahito, and we kind of got some explanation as to how Mahito like really turned into a curse, and it's basically he's a human curse which was formed from hatred and deceit from that other people hold. So I thought that was very interesting, and maybe we'll see some more curses that were born the same way.
So wait, is he a natural? There's no way he's a naturally just because of hatred that he turned into a curse. I feel like someone like turned him into this.
I feel like I was kind of confused about that too, but because he said he's a human curse, I do think like he was like human before, like prior to this, and there's definitely some like experimenting going on.
Oh,
so that's just my little theory about it.
I don't know. I can't tell if I'm getting that vibe from curses. I feel like the way we've like kind of learned about curses, it seems like it just kind of comes from like humans' feelings and it just kind of appears. At least that's how I feel about it. It's more like it's like I don't know. It just appears. It doesn't really get created like by a human, like specifically trying to create a curse. Okay. It kind of just happens. But regardless, it makes a lot of sense that he formed from hatred and he has like this hatred towards humans. Yeah. So like it just makes a lot of sense, and it's very like funny how that turned out.
You know what that reminds me of though? You remember? I don't know if Tooney's cut. I don't want to spoil this too hard for him, but you remember in Fire Force West how they were creating.
Infernals.
Yeah, so maybe something along the same sort of line where it's like maybe they're also doing tests on curses to create more curses to have like a cursed army.
Yeah, I feel like I just need to learn so much more about it. I feel like we're still so like early on. We don't know enough about it, how everything works. So I'm interested to see it. It should be exciting to see, but.
Yeah, but then that kind of like leads us right to the dead end of the episode. I think we also see this is where we see Nanami and Itadori walk up some stairs, and we see a wonderful little cutout of what's supposed to be Oikawa from Haiku. I don't think they can technically have Oikawa in the episode, but it was a very nice little homage. It had the volleyball, the blue and yellow ball. Like this is clearly like paying respects to Haiku,
no doubt,
which is cool. I love.
Jujutsu has done it a lot, right? We saw Lord of the Rings while I was watching the movies. Yeah. We've seen like so many references like Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, Naruto. Yeah. There's been a lot of like callbacks to other things and like Easter eggs, and it's sick. It's really cool to see.
This whole season of anime has had this though. I've seen Over the Moon has a lot of.
Yep, Over the Moon has a ton.
Like, so this is this feels like a lot of fan service this season of anime.
I always enjoy self-aware, like in the moment shows in general. Yeah. Like, it's just cool to see.
It takes you out of like the seriousness of the show and it's just like, look, there's a sense of humor still like involved in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's been it, boys. That's been Jujutsu Kaisen episode 9, I believe.
Yep.
If you guys have made this far into the episode, hit the like. If you're new, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon. Usually every Friday we post video. Every Friday we film these. As soon as the anime comes out, we watch them. Then we make notes on them, and then we make the video. But we'll do our best to stay consistent. Thank you guys for watching. It's been Subs No Dubs. Bye bye.
See ya.